All right. Where is it? Ugh. Do you know where it is? You gonna tell me, or am I gonna have to force an answer out of you? All right. I'll get back to you later. Can't find anything down here. Hold on. What's this? What do we have here? Oh yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Back in high school, I put as much effort into my schoolwork as Annie Wilkes put into keeping her patients alive. You had a better chance of finding FDR playing a game of double dutch than you did of seeing me in the school library. That's why today I figured I'd turn back the clock and review Fahrenheit 451. Fahrenheit 451 takes place in a dystopian future where reading or owning books is illegal, and the punishment for this crime is having your house turned into a baked Alaska. Guy Montag, a firefighter, and owner of one of the coolest names in sci-fi history, is kind of all of a sudden like disillusioned at the entire reality that he is living in when he runs into one of his younger neighbors, Clarice McClellan. As the guy continues to read books in secret, he ends up coming into conflict with his wife, his coworkers, and even the government. Eventually, Guy is forced to flee his home after rejecting society's strict rules over knowledge and free thinking. It all wraps up with Guy joining a group dedicated to preserving literature and trying to build a wiser society. Now, what did I think of Fahrenheit 451? This was a book I really did want to go back and read because I am one of the thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who just didn't take school that serious. I did remember having this book in class, required reading like a lot of us, but I didn't remember a lot. I probably didn't read much of the book. I'm sure if there was a test, I stole questions off of friends' paper or just outright failed. I did enjoy this book. It was pretty good. The writing wasn't kind of not what I'm used to, especially coming off of reading a book like Project Hail Mary, which is kind of become one of my favorite science fiction books I've ever read. It was pretty good. The writing, like the dialogue is a little dated. Like while I was reading it, I very much pictured kind of like how they would talk in a Twilight Zone episode. But overall, like the entire premise of it and the writing was enough to keep me interested. It's not a really long book. It's like just over 250 pages. It's a quick read. My version is a little thicker. Like it kind of goes more into detail about like what went into writing it and all that. It's I guess it's the 60th anniversary edition. It's pretty interesting. Go ahead and pick it up. I think my wife got this for me at Barnes & Noble on Father's Day. So yeah, I think it's like $20. But yeah, go out and get it. Definitely, I think it's a book that you should have in your personal library. I did think it was interesting. I had a moment while I was reading where I realized I'm like, we are closer to this reality than maybe we think, not to get too into the weeds of it. I don't want to be, like that's not what I want this channel to be, but there was a point where Guy comes home and his wife is in a room with 3 different screens and she's just totally immersed in this, and that's not even enough for her. She wants a 4th wall to put in so she can view her family, as she calls it. And as I'm reading this, I look over at my wife and she's on her phone. Granted, she was reading a book, but she's on her phone. One of my kids is on the computer and then the other one is on the TV. And I'm just like, holy shit, like we're not far off from this reality. And that's when I had a flashback to high school where when we were learning about this, I remember my teacher talking about this scene in particular, and he wheeled in 3 TVs and tried to teach us while 3 different things were teaching. And I remember him saying, it's like, oh, could you imagine living in a reality like this where you have to try to focus on X amount of things at one time and how disorienting that would be. And it's like at that time, it's like it seemed nuts, but now, yeah, that is kind of our reality. And his wife lives with, I think it was called like a seashell. Basically, it was an AirPod in her ear all the time. So there's just like this constant disconnect from reality that everyone's experiencing. No one's reading. They're all just obsessed with media. And one of the more profound things that I thought was said in the book was when Beatty, the fire chief, said that it's important for people just to memorize the facts as they are given and not question things and not ask questions to try to further their knowledge. And I thought, I'm like, man, if that isn't social media and just the internet in a nutshell, I'm guilty of that. This book almost became a little self-reflective, to be honest, to a point. So yeah, it still holds up today. Like I said, the writing might be a little dated to this point, but still, I think well worth the read. Go pick this book up. You won't regret it. Let me know what you thought of this book. Personally, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. I think that's fair. A good read. Not something I'm, clamoring for more of necessarily, but a good read, an important read. Again, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.